What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video on the channel. It's been a few weeks, that's for sure. I think the last video I posted was 4 weeks or 5 weeks out from the race. And as you can see by the shirt, and we've got the finisher medal right here, we have now completed our first full distance Ironman race, which is a crazy thing to say. Like, I can't put into words how little I expected that to be the case, 4 or 5 years ago, before I got into triathlon, that I would be saying something like, I'm now an Ironman. I've now finished my first ever full distance Ironman race. Feels incredible. The day was something else. It was amazing. There was ups, there was downs, the nerves were insane, but we overcame every challenge that the day threw at us, and that's really what Ironman's all about. It's now Friday, so 5 days post-race. This is the first ride that I've done. Day after the race, I did nothing, obviously. Then on Tuesday after the race, I was in a hotel gym in Busan. So we stayed in Busan in Korea for a couple of days after the race, just so I didn't have to walk through airports and go through all of that stress. So yeah, I did 20 minutes on the hotel gym bike on Tuesday, basically under 100 watts, so nothing, just to increase the blood flow a little bit in the legs. And then I've been doing a lot of mobility and stretching as well. Wednesday, I did 30 minutes, very easy swimming in the hotel pool. Yesterday, Thursday, I was back in my own training environment in Bangkok, so had my 50-meter pool back, so I went and did 1.8K, very easy swim again. Gonna do 50 minutes to 1 hour of spinning. Another thing that happened about 4 weeks out from the race is I actually tweaked my arch of my foot, so sort of the under part of my foot, when I was doing a big long brick session. After doing that, I was really concerned that I'd fucked up my chance to have a good race, basically, because the week following I could not really run. I could run, but it was really uncomfortable, and I just felt like I was doing more damage to it. So the last 4 weeks leading into the race day, I barely ran at all, which is not ideal. Luckily, by the time I got to race day, it felt okay again. But obviously, feeling okay is one thing, doing a marathon on it is another. I was really nervous the days before the race. I guess because I've been building up to do a full Ironman for so long. Like, I wanted to do one earlier in the year. That didn't really happen. And I feel like it's really been a goal of mine for a long time. Like, since I got into doing triathlon and doing 70.3s, like, I always had it in my mind that I wanted to do a full Ironman. So yeah, smooth travel over there. Was a red-eye flight on Wednesday night, so arrived on Thursday morning. Didn't really get any sleep on the plane. So yeah, managed to get some sleep on the shuttle bus from the airport for a few hours. Got there, and then really just took it super easy for the rest of the day. Friday, in the morning, I think I did a 1 hour easy ride just to check the bike over, make sure everything was good. Then I went to do the registration. Didn't really do much for the rest of the day, honestly. Just getting stuff ready, making sure the bike was good, making sure I had all my nutrition. And then Saturday, day before the race was basically the day to get everything ready, right? So I went early in the morning to the finish line and dropped off my run bag in run transition, and then back to the hotel, and then got the bike ready. And there was a practice swim, I think 3 to 4 p.m. So I wanted to do that to get the feel of the lake, feel of the water temperature, how is the visibility, you know, all of that stuff. So luckily the swim is right next to the transition one with the bike. So I could rack my bike and do the practice swim at the same time. So I went and racked the bike around 2:30 and then threw the wetsuit on and did sort of about 1,000 meters in the lake. Overall, the lake was honestly amazing. Super calm conditions. Visibility wasn't great, but the water temperature was perfect. Like, obviously living in Thailand, I'm somebody that I'm not really that used to swimming in cold water. Even the pool that I swim in here, the outdoor pool, I think the water temperature is like 29 or 28. So I think the water temperature there at the lake was about 24. So it's right on the top end of wetsuit legal. But I decided to go with the wetsuit just to give me that extra buoyancy. And because I'm so used to swimming in hot water, I felt like I probably wouldn't have problems with overheating. I don't really get a chance to do a lot of open water swimming. Being in the middle of a city like Bangkok, there isn't really anywhere to do open water swimming apart from maybe going to the beach and doing it in the ocean, which is like a couple hours drive away. So yeah, for me it's very important. I'm a pretty confident swimmer, I would say, but it's very important to get the feel back of swimming in the open water, sighting, the buoyancy of the wetsuit. It was a 2-lap swim. So it was a half Ironman, so 1.9, and then jump out, a bit of an Aussie exit, and then jump back in, and then do another 1.9. So that was actually quite nice, because it broke it up. So yeah, race morning, woke up at about 4:30. Didn't really get much sleep. I guess I was just super nervous and just worried about waking up in time, and just sort of playing in my mind over and over again, right, how I thought the race was gonna go. Got the shuttle bus down to the start and the transition one at about 5. Got there about 5:30. Race start was at 7, so got there about an hour and a half, but I wanted to do a bit of a warm-up swim as well. So yeah, went over, put the nutrition on the bike, put the Garmin on, pumped up the tires, all of that stuff. I actually elected to go in the top swim group. I made the mistake in my previous 70.3 of seeding myself too low. Just because I always feel like I'm not a very good swimmer, but I guess I'm actually not that terrible, given my times that I've done in my previous 70.3. The top group was under 1 hour 10, and I thought that I could probably go around 1 hour 10. That was honestly the best decision that I made for the entire thing. And I think honestly, people sort of overestimate their ability a bit when they seed themselves, because I jumped in and I was immediately passing people with the same swim cap as me, so in the same group. I sort of seeded myself to the back of that group just because I didn't want maybe like the faster, stronger swimmers to be swimming over me. Just wanted that sort of like 500 meters to get into it and feel comfortable. So came to the back of the queue a little bit. Just before the swim start, I was so fucking nervous. think I've never been so nervous in my life for anything. But I was just reminding myself that these nerves are a good thing. This is what's going to drive you. This means that you care about this shit. This means that this is what you want to be doing with your life and with your time, that you care so much and you want to do well. Like, just see it as a positive, use it as fuel. But at the same time, I was very conscious that this feeling is going to make me potentially push too hard. So yeah, back to the swim. Swim was solid. The first lap, 35 minutes, which I was really happy with, honestly. I think my last 70.3 swim was, I think it was 34. So my swimming has just improved so much. Jumped out of the Aussie exit at 1.9k and just quick look at the watch. Okay, 35 minutes, like super happy with that. That's solid. I didn't feel like I was pushing at all. I just felt like the pace was steady, you know, RPE maybe 4, 5 out of 10, just right in that mid to upper zone 2 range. I was like, this is solid. I think I can hit 110. Second lap, actually felt also pretty good. The arms felt good for the entire swim. There was a bit of lactic acid buildup at the start. I think that that's totally normal. I felt like in the last 1K, my technique just started to break down just a tiny bit. Came out of the water about 1 hour 11. So that second lap was about a minute slower than the first lap. And yeah, I think there was just a bit more traffic, to be honest. But overall, getting out the water, 1:11, I was really happy with that. My swim was second in my age group, which is, for me, is nuts. I mean, 3 years ago, I couldn't swim, barely swim. And to have seen that much improvement on the swim relative to others in my age group, like, I can only be happy with that. Transition 2 was smooth. I really took my time. I wasn't trying to rush, I was walking, you know. This is my first full distance. I'm not gonna run transition. Like, I just wanna stay within myself, keep it together. Like, I'm not gonna run. Got out on the bike, and then the rain started. It was very heavy, the rain. Pretty much for like, I would say, 30 or 40% of the bike. The rain was pretty gnarly. Honestly, wasn't much of an issue for me. I don't mind riding in the rain. I'm quite a confident rider, so I don't feel like I need to slow down much. On the good side, you get a lot of cooling benefit, so I wasn't hot at all. I was, you know, really, my temperature was awesome. I was staying on top of nutrition. I was keeping it comfortable. I had one mechanical issue about 20, 30K in where I dropped my chain. And unfortunately the chain got a little bit jammed in the chain ring by the bottom bracket. So I was pretty worried. I nearly had to get the mechanic, which would have taken probably 45 minutes to come. Eventually, thank God, I managed to unjam it from under my bike, get the chain back on, get back on the road. That probably took me 6 minutes, 7 minutes. But I was just really happy to have stayed calm and solved the problem. It was really jammed. And that's never happened to me before. And I was kind of like, of course, the first time dropping the chain and jamming it in the friggin' bottom bracket is my first full distance race. But yeah, once I got back on the road, I was just stay calm, keep on nutrition. It's a long day. You know, 5-6 minutes lost is nothing in the big scheme of things. Just keep going. So yeah, that was fine. and finished the bike in the end 5 hours 22, I think, which for my first full distance, I was honestly pretty happy with that. I didn't expect to go under 5. I was aiming sort of 5:30, something like that. And if I didn't have that mechanical, it probably would have been more like, 5:15, something like that. So I was really happy with that. And I didn't feel like at any point during the bike that I was pushing beyond my limit. I felt really in control. Transition onto the run was a solid run transition. And yeah, basically, this is where I was kind of like, well, first off, I was kind of freaking out because I was like, fucking hell, I just rode 180K and now I got to run a marathon. I don't know how I'm going to do this. I didn't feel cooked, but I was tired for sure. And also I was just really wasn't sure how the foot was going to hold up. It was a 4-lap run course, about 10K per lap, pretty flat. So it's a tricky one, really. I mean, the nice thing is it breaks it up. So you can just think 10K, 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 4 laps, get through 1 lap, get to the next lap, get to the next lap. But on the downside, once you get to the last 2 laps, you're like, man, I'm ready for this to be over. First 2 laps, I felt really solid. I was holding myself back big time. I was doing around 5 minutes, 10 per K. I was really holding myself back. And to be honest, I wasn't really sure if holding myself back like that was the right thing to do. Because I felt like I could have been running 450s comfortably. But I've never run a marathon, even just a standalone marathon, let alone an Ironman marathon. From what I'd heard, you don't start the race until 30K into the run. So I was really scared of that, basically. I was just really scared of getting to the 3rd lap and just walking for the rest of it, basically. 3rd lap, honestly, I started to feel a little bit of stitching and cramping around my ribs and my chest. Still trying to figure out what that really was. I actually think that it might have been over-nutrition because I was taking a lot of carbs and a lot of salt on the run. And I think mostly out of fear because I really just didn't want to run out of electrolytes and run out of energy. But I think that late into the run, your body just can't really process that much anymore. I didn't slow down that much, but I did start walking the aid stations just to make sure I was getting water in. So the 3rd lap was okay, but I was walking a lot of the aid stations. And then the 4th lap, honestly, my legs and my feet just started to shut down. I still had a bit of the cramping and the stitching, but on top of that then my feet were just so sore. Interestingly, not the foot that I had injured, but the other foot, my left foot, probably as a result of me subconsciously putting more weight on that foot to try and protect the injured foot. So the pace slowed down. It was sort of 5:30, 5:20 per K. And I walked a lot more. So I was walking all the aid stations and I walked a couple of sort of aid station-like distances as well. So I sort of made my own aid stations. Yeah, I mean, that last lap was pretty tough. I just tried to stay calm, walk if I wanted to walk. After the first 2 laps, I thought I was on for a 3:30 marathon. And I probably could have been if I'd have kept it going at that pace. or like increase the pace a little bit more. But yeah, after just slowing down on the third and fourth lap, it was looking more like a, 350 to 4 hours. Just focused on feeling proud of myself for what I'd achieved, not being negative about it, because it's my first ever Ironman and I'd done so well to get to that point, and just trying to manage it. What I didn't want to do is walk the finish line. I wanted to run for like the last K or the last couple of kilometers. So I let myself walk in that middle part of the last lap so that I would feel good to just run the last 2 or 3 Ks. And that's what I did. I ran the last section with all the supporters around into the stadium, crossed the finish line, and yeah, it was really just an incredible feeling to have realized, what I'd really done in completing a full Ironman, which was in the end 10 hours 42. Honestly, at the start of the day, I'd said, if I do anything within 11 hour in front of it, like, I'll be happy. Anything under 12 hours. And to see that being 10 hours something, and to know in my mind that I'd also left something out there, potentially, right? In terms of if I could have potentially done nutrition better on the run, if I could have run a 3:30 marathon, that would have been then suddenly like 10 hours 15, 10 hours 20. And if I could have not had the mechanical on the bike and maybe just, in the future improve my cycling to be more like 5 hours, I knew that there basically is a super solid path to sub 10 Ironman, basically. So that's pretty much the race. Incredible day. Everyone out there was just so awesome. And I just remember finishing and just thinking, this is what I want to be doing with the rest of my life, which I really didn't expect to feel that way. I almost sort of maybe was expecting to feel like, oh, I don't really want to do another one of these. Like I'm done, like I've done it. I'm an Ironman, I've ticked it off. Let's move on to something else. But within, 30 minutes of finishing, I was thinking really, this is what I want to be doing. This is my calling in life, is Ironman and is triathlon. I love it so much. I love training, I love racing, I love, the community, I love everything about it. And yeah, that's just an incredible feeling to have like, at the age now of 30, to feel like you've sort of found something that makes you that, pumped and puts a fire inside of you. When I was younger, I did a little bit of competitive sport, but I kind of gave up on that dream, and I feel like there's a potential pathway for me to be competitive in Ironman racing, in age group racing. So, it's not going to be easy, and it's going to be a long road. There's a lot of work to be done. We'll have to be patient, it might take 5 years, but I really now genuinely believe that in 5 years' time, when I go up the age group into the next one, I can be a competitive age grouper, at the top end of age group races. And I think before the race I didn't. And after seeing that 10 hours 40 with so many things to improve and so many areas to get better, I really believe that I can go a long way in the age group part of this sport. And that's really the plan. And I want to now document this journey. You know, I want to take all of you from where I am now, doing 10 hours 42, to where I want to be, what I just mentioned, you know, the pointy end of the age group field. You know, first goal will be sub 10, and then eventually the next goal will be sub 9, right? And just trying to, you know, really see if that's even possible, if it's even in my body to be able to do that. There's only one way to find out. And I think, you know, one of my big goals in the next 5 years is also to get into coaching, right? And to pass on the things that I've learned, and to help people go on the same journey that I'm going on and that I've been on, to transform and to change their life, and to change their health, to change their self-confidence, to change their relationship with themselves through sport, triathlon, running, Ironman. And I think that's really my purpose, and that's what I want to do. So this is day one of that goal. It's going to be a long road, but we're going to enjoy the journey. Thanks for keeping me company on my recovery ride. It's been really amazing to have you guys along for the session. I'll definitely try and get a video out every week. So until next time, I'll catch you all in the next video. Bye-bye.
Jung-hoon from Korea coming in. What a great finish.
598번 우리 정은율 Ironman Korea 태국 팔복 트레이닝 클럽
149 J Bob from England. Congratulations.